Hello, hi to all. This is Satish Patnaik, keyword trainer. Today's our session is introduction on Selenium. Selenium WebDriver mainly. And before entering to the class, my request is please subscribe my channel. So many of you are watching my channel but forgot to subscribe my channel. So please give a support to my channel. Please subscribe my channel. Okay. Now, see, enter into the introduction class about Selenium WebDriver. So presently, before entering into the WebDriver, so we should familiar with the core Java, we should familiar with the Selenium IDE and so on. So in today's class, I'll explain about all these things. So Selenium WebDriver is a functional tool. So in our testing tools, we have a different types of tools like functional tools, performance tools, bug reporting tools, and so on. So here, presently in the market, we have a good market for Selenium WebDriver. It is one of the functional tool. Functional tool means it is used to conduct the functionality testing on the application. It is used to conduct the functionality testing on the application. That means you can verify the functionalities in the particular process. But before entering into this WebDriver, we should familiar with core Java. So no need of any advanced Java. The core Java is enough. Like the basic concepts in the Java, like what is a if condition, what is a for loop, what is a while loop, and what is inheritance, method overloading, method overriding, so exception handling. So like that, we should have a little bit idea on Java. So don't worry. So in our training, so before entering into the WebDriver, so I'll take care about core Java. So once you are familiar with a core Java, then only I'll enter into the WebDriver. So don't worry about the Java. And after that core Java, we should familiar with Selenium IDE. So it is also not for your real-time environment, only to know the basic concepts in Selenium. Mainly, we are going to learn how to identify the element. How to identify the element. So in our project, we have a different types of elements like text boxes, buttons, radio buttons, check boxes, and so on and so. But how to identify that particular elements? So it is also called as a element locators. This concept is also called as a element locators. So we can identify the element based on the name, based on the ID, based on the XPath, based on the CSS, based on the tag name. So like that, we can identify the element in a different ways. So we are going to learn all those different types of element locators in this Selenium ID. So what are the different types of XPaths, like absolute XPath, relative XPath, and how to find out a relative XPath manually? Like we have some concepts like a siblings concept and a parent and child concept. So like that, we're going to learn the basic things about the Selenium. So in this Selenium IDE. So after the core Java, after the Selenium IDE, then we can enter into the Selenium WebDriver. So already I told you it is a functional tool. With using this WebDriver, we can check the functionality testing on your project. See, here as a part of this WebDriver, so what are the things we are going to cover in the WebDriver? Say like initially I'll explain how to install the WebDriver and how to verify the drop down, how to verify the pop-ups, how to verify the web tables, and radio buttons and checkboxes. What is a regular expression and how to work with the regular expression. So you can see the course content here. I mean, for your easiness, some words, if you listen some words, then easily you can understand. That's why I'm explaining that particular words. But you can see the course content here. What are the course content we have in this document? We are going to cover all this content here. So mainly cross-browser testing. So cross-browser testing means verify the same functionality in different browsers. Verify the same functionality in different browsers is called as a cross-browser testing. Now with using XML, how to go with a remote operation. So remote operation means we can control your WebDriver programs from another location. We can control the WebDriver programs from another location with using a one XML file. With using one XML file, we can control the multiple WebDriver programs. So that is a remote operation. So we are going to see here. And the different types of wait commands like implicit wait, explicit wait, and how to work with a web element. So different types of drivers. So like that, we are going to see the in-depth concepts in WebDriver, and we are going to see the different types of frameworks. Like we have a frameworks like a data-driven framework, keyword-driven, hybrid framework, modular-driven, Maven framework, POM. POM means Page Object Model Framework. Page Object Model Framework. And Cucumber. Cucumber is also one of the framework. So some people may think like Cucumber is a tool. No, Cucumber is not a tool. Cucumber is also one of the framework. But what is the difference between the remaining frameworks and Cucumber framework? In Cucumber framework, directly we are not writing any programs. So before entering into the programming, so first we need to prepare the Cucumber stories or Cucumber notes. So some people are call it as a Cucumber stories, or some people are call it as a Cucumber notes. We are going to see how to prepare the Cucumber stories or Cucumber notes. See, based on the BDD document, BDD stands for Behavior Driven Development. Behavior Driven Development. So based on the BDD document, so we are going to prepare the Cucumber stories or Cucumber notes, and we need to implement the story. So when you are implementing the Cucumber story, or when you are executing the Cucumber story, it will create a method structures. That means it will create only the method names. Only the method names will be created. So inside the method names, we need to define the methods. We need to define the methods with using WebDriver program. So what is the process of Cucumber? In Cucumber, we need to write the stories, Cucumber note, same like a test cases. I think you may have some idea on test cases. So where you are preparing the test cases, in general, we are preparing test cases in a templates. See here, instead of preparing your test case in a template, the same content, you need to write like a story. So you need to execute that story. It will create a method names based on the particular story. Only the method names will be created by your system. So after that, we need to define the method. We need to write a code for method definition. So with using our WebDriver. So that is the implementation of Cucumber. We are going to see here practically. And we have some other tools like a TestNG. So TestNG is not a part of your Selenium. It is a third-party tool. But why you are using the TestNG? What is the purpose? See, in WebDriver, there is no reporting concept. In WebDriver, there is no reporting concept. So to generate the reports, so in general, universally, we are all depending on TestNG. So we need to integrate this TestNG with your WebDriver. So when you are executing your WebDriver program, the report will be generated in TestNG. The previous version of the TestNG is called as a JUnit. The latest version is TestNG. And the grid is for Selenium grid is for remote operation. But nowadays, maximum people are using the XML file for remote operation. But in olden days, we used grid for remote operation. And one more thing, in our Selenium, there is a small drawback. We can work with only web-based applications. We cannot work with window-based applications. You can work with only web-based applications. You cannot work with window-based applications. So unfortunately, in the middle of your project, if you have any windows, and you want to control that window with using your program. So with using your WebDriver program, you can't control it. Controlling means just click on OK button, click on cancel button, click on close button. So you can't do with using your WebDriver. So then we can take the help of AutoIT. It is also one of the third-party tools. So just it's a recording tool. We can record anything. So after recording, we can create a exe file for the recording, and we can execute that exe file with using your WebDriver. So unfortunately, in the middle of your project, if you have any windows, those windows we can handle with using this third-party tool, AutoIT. And we are going to see the Jenkins also. Jenkins is not a testing tool. So it is one of the scheduler. Scheduler means we can set the date and time. So on that particular date, on the particular time, your program will be executed. On the particular date, on the particular time, your program will be executed. It is same like alarm. In our mobile, we have alarm. So if you set some alarm on that particular time, the alarm will be ringing. So here, instead of ringing the alarm, it will execute your program. That's all. So Jenkins can be used by developers or testers, or anyone can use the Jenkins to schedule the execution. So once again, I'm explaining. So what is our course content and what is the flow of the content? So initially, our training is beginning with Core Java. So once you are perfect with Core Java, so what are the things we are going to cover in the Core Java? So you can see the course content here. Just for example, I'll explain some topics like what is a variable, what is a data type, what are the different data types in Java. So what is a class? Okay, how to install the Eclipse, and what is a constructor, static variables, if else, else if, nested if, while loop, do while loop, for loop, arrays, array list, switch case, like inheritance, polymorphism, like method overloading and method overriding, so encapsulation, abstraction, exception handling. So like that, we are going to see all the core Java concepts here. So what are the concepts required for the QA people? So we are going to cover all these topics, interfaces also. Okay. And after that, Selenium IDE to learn the element locators, object identification, how to identify the element. So what is the XPath and how to find out the XPath, and all those things we are going to learn in Selenium IDE. So after core Java and after the Selenium IDE, after these two things, we are entering into Selenium WebDriver. While learning this WebDriver concepts, we are going to work with a sample application. Here you can see a sample project. So on this sample project, we are going to implement all our concepts. So it is an open source project. Anyone can work on this application. So directly they provide a username here, directly they provide a password here. So with using this username password, we can log in and we can implement all our concepts here. We can test this project. Okay. Now, not only this project, here I designed some small web pages. See here, this web page is for verify the checkboxes. And this web page is for verify the radio button. So this web page is for verify the drop down. As a QA engineer, we need to verify all these type of things. Verify the radio button, checkboxes, drop downs, and we need to verify the email, and we need to verify the pop-ups. Pop-ups are alerts. For example, observe this small web page. It's asking enter your age. So without age, if I click on some submit button, I got a pop-up here, like infant and so on. How to handle this pop-up? So in WebDriver, we have some predefined things to handle the pop-ups. So we're going to see that. And how to work with a web table. A web table means a table in a web page. It's called as a web table. A table in a web page. How to work with this web table. Like how to count the number of rows and columns. How to get the data from a particular cell. Right? How to get the data from a particular cell. So all these things we are going to cover here in this WebDriver with examples. And we are going to see the different types of frameworks: data-driven, keyword-driven, hybrid, modular-driven, Maven, POM. POM means Page Object Model Framework, and Cucumber Framework. Now for reporting, where we are depending, for reporting, we need to work with TestNG. So with using TestNG, we can generate the reports here. In TestNG, we have some annotations. So with using that annotations, you can control the method execution, like which method should execute at the top. So which method should execute at the last. And you can manage the priorities, the method execution priorities with using annotations. So we are going to see all these things in TestNG. And unexpectedly, if you have any windows with using this AutoIT, you can control the unexpected windows. Jenkins is a scheduler. It is used to schedule your execution. So it is just information about my training, I mean Selenium training. See, anyone needs a one-to-one personal training. So in the description, I given the mail ID. So please contact my mail ID. So as well as in our channel also. So whenever I have a possibility, I'm going to post videos concepts wise. For example, one concept like how to work with the pop-ups or how to work with a drop-down. So how to go with a cross-browser testing. So how to go with a remote operation. So like that, the concepts wise, I'm going to keep the videos in our channel. So first of all, I'll start the core Java videos like conditions, loops, inheritance, arrays, everything. I'll keep the videos from the next week onwards. And one more thing, my videos will be there on both English and Telugu. So one day English video and the next day I'll keep the same video in Telugu also. If anyone needs the training in Telugu, and they can easily learn these concepts if they are comfortable. Okay, so just it is about the Selenium introduction. Okay, weekdays I'm posting my subject concepts videos, as well as on the weekends I'm going to post the personal videos like any traveling videos or review videos like that. Weekends I'm going to post the personal videos also. Okay, so please like, share, subscribe my channel. And for today I'm closing here. So tomorrow I'll go with the same content with Telugu. So if anyone needs, please follow the tomorrow's video also. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.